Sairam. Whatever is our earning or our learning in this world, they have to remain in this world when we depart from the world. Our money, our wealth, our possessions, material possessions, our investments, our gold, our real estate, all of these we can only enjoy when we are in the world. Once we leave the world, they do not come along with us. So also whatever we learn, whether it is the Shastras, whether it is science, whether it's commerce, whether it's arts, business, management, anything, all the skills that we acquire, the talents that we groom, all of these we have to leave behind when we leave the planet. Our earning or our learning, they both do not travel with us beyond death. What is it that does travel? Our yearning. Earning and learning don't, but yearning does. Yearning means what we desire for, because this desire is associated with the mind. In fact, Swami tells us that the mind is a cloth made up of threads called desires. All these desires together only make the mind, and this mind travels across lifetimes, and therefore our desires travel, and therefore it is so important that we choose what we yearn for. See, because everything that we earn or we learn, we do it because we want happiness, peace, contentment and joy, right? Therefore, we yearn for this contentment, peace and joy and choose what we desire for. If we choose for material things like earning and learning, though this yearning travels across lifetimes, once we achieve it in that lifetime, again we are left without happiness, peace and joy, because those earnings and learnings do not travel across births. But if we yearn for the Lord who is the greatest treasure trove of prashanti, supreme peace, of ananda, of bliss, then though it might take us several births, we will ultimately achieve it. Because even by chance, if we get distracted, if we have yearned for Him once, if we have held on to His hand once, He will never let go across lifetimes. He is the eternal companion. He is the best friend. It is said that friendship is between equals. Am I equal to God? Maybe not. That is why first the Lord descends to our level to have friendship with us. And then He makes us ascend to His level so that we can remain friends. The story, the experience, the anecdote that I am about to narrate now is one such beautiful, heart-touching example of this divine friendship that Swami fosters, and how yearning for God is something that is beyond life and death, that travels across lifetimes and always holds us in good stead. When Swami was studying elementary school at the Karibasava Swami District Board School at Uravakonda, Swami had two benchmates. One was Ramesh, the other was Suresh. Now these two boys were not just near Swami in their sitting, but they were also very dear to Swami because they held Swami very dearly in their heart. They would follow whatever their Raju or Satyam told them to do, and they considered his word as the final, even above what their parents told them. They loved Swami dearly and could not imagine a life without him. Swami too was always there by their side, literally also, because he sat with them and they did everything together. But then the devotees were calling. Swami walked back home one day, threw his books and told his family that I don't belong to you. How can God be restricted to one family? This is the mistake that the Yadavas did. In the Dwapara Yuga, the Yadavas said, Krishna belongs to us. So they lost Krishna. On the other hand, the Gopikas, they said, we belong to Krishna, and they got Krishna forever. Here the devotees were calling and Swami threw his bag, threw his books, and he said, I am going, my devotees are calling. And therefore, he had to leave the school as well. This was a time of great distress for both Ramesh and Suresh. They could not imagine school without their Satyam, without their Raju. In fact, if not for Swami, they would not even be in the same class as Swami. This is a beautiful incident that Swami narrates in many of his discourses. When the ESLC examinations, ESLC stands for Elementary School Leaving Certificate. Before you graduated from elementary school, there was a public examination that was held and everyone had to clear it. Now Ramesh and Suresh were not at all strong in academics and they barely spent time in the classroom. They were always with Swami doing Pandari bhajans, satsang, whatever. Whatever Swami says, they will do. Right from those days, Swami used to keep up his word where he says, you do my work, I will do your work. Swami too was not regular in attendance, but what does he need to learn from the world? He is the source of all learning. He is the fountainhead of knowledge. He is the Sai Saraswati, right? So he told his two friends, Ramesh and Suresh, do not worry, I will take care of you during the examinations. But how? I will write your answers for you. No, but we don't know, this is not our class examination. We will not be sitting next to each other, right? We will be sitting God knows where. God knows where, right? So Swami knew where. Swami said, you don't worry. Do as I tell you. Yes, Satyam, tell us what we should do. Swami told them, just go sit in the examination hall and just get up and come. Don't do anything. I will do everything. Such was their trust and surrender to Swami that they followed Swami implicitly. In the meanwhile, what did Swami do? It was a 2.5 to 3 hour examination. And when Swami sat in the examination hall, within the first 20-25 minutes, Swami completed the entire answer sheet. He completed his answer sheet. Asked for additional papers to write answers. Now, he wrote Ramesh's name with Ramesh's roll number and wrote the entire sheet again in Ramesh's handwriting. And then again took additional papers, wrote Suresh's name with Suresh's roll number and wrote the entire examination for the third time in Suresh's handwriting. And when the final bell went, Swami submitted all the 3 answer sheets and out walked Swami along with Ramesh and Suresh, who had not done anything. They said, we didn't do anything. Dear brothers and sisters, on the face of it, it appears as if Ramesh and Suresh didn't do anything. It requires great effort to not do anything in this manner, to just surrender to the Lord. That is the way Draupadi surrendered to the Lord without trying to even hold on to the sari. That is a beautiful thought in itself, and I have dilated on that in this video link above. If you are interested, you can have a look there. Nobody at that time expected that these would be the only 3 boys that would pass from the entire school. And not only did they pass, they acquired the highest grades, and they were in fact carried on the shoulders of the village people, and they were taken out in procession celebrating their success, celebrating their victory. You see, this was the kind of bonding that existed between Raju, Ramesh and Suresh. And now when Ramesh and Suresh got to know that Swami is leaving the school, and he may leave even Uravakonda, because you just don't know. You just don't know. They were in tears. They were like, no, Raju, don't leave us, please. Swami held both their hands and promised them, whatever happens, I will not leave you. But then, a few days later, he actually left. Swami was no longer there. Swami had returned to Puttaparthi. Swami had left school. Swami had decided to heed to the call of his devotees. Ramesh and Suresh were distraught. In fact, Ramesh committed suicide jumping into a well. And Suresh kept telling Raju. He got mentally disoriented. He became mad. And was admitted in a mental hospital. In fact, his parents came and requested Swami to visit the boy in the mental hospital because nothing seemed to bring sanity to him. Swami indeed visited him in the mental hospital as well, but there Suresh too breathed his last. And as far as the world was concerned, that is how both Ramesh and Suresh passed on, yearning for Swami. Well, committing suicide is not a good thing. It is not a good thing at all. Swami has strongly condemned it and told people that one should not even consider it. That has been dealt in detail at this video link above about when suicidal thoughts arise. You can have a look at that. In the same way, madness is not good. But you know what Swami says? Swami says that the worldly people are mad. People who are mad for God are also mad. Of all the madnesses that afflict mankind, God madness is the least harmful and the most beneficial. And indeed, Ramesh and Suresh benefited immensely from this yearning. How, you may ask? A few years later, Swami was now Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Satya had become Sai. And in the Pata Mandiram, that is the old mandir, Swami would receive devotees by dozens and hundreds, and there would be sadhana, there would be bhajans going on, there would be discourses, interviews, and Swami's mission was growing. Many kings, queens, and royal families used to come and visit Swami. At that time, an English couple presented Swami with a gift. 2 Pomeranian dogs from Ooty. They had come from Ooty, and these dogs were Jack and Jill. What the world did not know back then was that Jack and Jill were the reincarnations of Ramesh and Suresh. How do I know? Because Swami said so, not once, not twice, but multiple times in public discourses and in private conversations.
ఇక్కడికి పుట్టబర్తికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత
when Swami came here,
సుబ్బమ్మ ఒక ఎకరా ల్యాండ్ ఇచ్చింది సత్యమ్మ గుడి దగ్గర.
Subbamma gave 1 acre of land near that Satyamma temple.
దానికి ఒక చిన్న ఇల్లు కట్టారు.
A small house was constructed.
అప్పట్లోపల వీళ్ళిద్దరు కూడాను 2 కుక్క పిల్లలై నా దగ్గర వచ్చారు.
At that time, these 2 classmates came to Bhagavan in the form of two little small dogs, puppies.
దీనికి ఈ 2 చాలా అందంగా ఉంటున్నాయి, జాక్ అండ్ జిల్ అని పెట్టింది.
These 2 puppies, 2 small dogs, are named Jack and Jill.
The only time Jack was not at Swami's feet was at night, because Jack would sleep at Swami's head and at Swami's feet would be Jill. So close they were to Swami. In fact, if we look at some of the old photographs of Swami in the Patamandiram days, we will see either Jack or Jill, I don't know, but you can see this dog sitting with Swami. Once, when the Queen of Mysore, the Mysore Maharani, had come to Puttaparthi, you know, those days the customs, traditions, the conservative practices were so extreme, the Queen would be staying away from everybody's sight. It got late in the night and the Queen decided to camp for one night in Puttaparthi itself. So her car had to be parked in a safe place, and Swami said, you park it in the neighboring village of Karnatanagalli. As the driver got ready to go, he did not know in which direction to head. It was dark back in those days, nothing like street lights and anything. Swami calls Jack, his dear dog, and tells him, Jack, take this car to Karnatanagalli. And the driver is wondering, how can a dog guide me? But yes, when you see in the reverse, right, dog becomes God God. There is divinity, and when there is divinity commanding, even a dog becomes a guide. And the dog Jack actually guided this driver and the car across the river Chitravati to Karnatanagalli, where the car was parked. The next day morning, the driver woke up late with a start and he realized, oh my God, the Queen has to be picked up. So he quickly started his car and drove, not realizing that Jack was sleeping right under the wheel over there. And oh my God, Jack's spine broke.
స్పైనల్ కాలం అంతా పోయింది.
The spinal column fractured.
ఎంత దానికి విశ్వాసమే మీరు చక్కగా విద్యార్థులు కానీ, విద్యావంతులు కానీ, భక్తులు కానీ, భుక్తులు కానీ, యుక్తులు కానీ, ముక్తులు కానీ, రక్తులు కానీ ఎవరైనా దీన్ని చక్కగా గుర్తించవలసినటువంటి విషయం.
Understand the principle of the faith of the dog Jack, the educated or uneducated, rich or poor or devotees, any class for that matter.
ఆ బాధను భరించుకోలేక అరుచుకుంటూ వస్తుండాలి.
The dog could not bear the suffering, it started
మధ్యలో
barking.
చిత్రావతి రివర్.
There is Chitravati
ఆ
river on the
ఇసుకలోనే
way.
దాన్నంతా ఈడ్చుకుంటూ వచ్చేస్తుంది, అది రక్తం కూడా కార్చుకుంటుంది.
It was dragging its body along the sands of the shores of Chitravati.
మాకు గేటు దగ్గర ఒక సాకల సుబ్బన్న అనేటువంటి వాడు ఉండేవాడు.
At the gate there is a person by name Sakali Subbanna.
లోపలికి వచ్చి, స్వామి మన జాకు నడుము ఇరిగిపోయింది, ఏడ్చుకుంటూ వస్తుంది అది అన్నాడు.
That Sakali Subbanna reported to Bhagawan, Swami, that jack dog came here crying all the way.
నేను లోపల నుంచి బయటికి వచ్చాను.
Bhagawan came out then.
జాక్ 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 అని వెళ్ళాను.
Bhagawan went saying jack jack.
అది అరుచుకుంటూ వచ్చింది,
It came very fast,
పాదాల పైన పడింది,
fell on the feet
ప్రాణం వదిలి.
and died at the feet of Bhagawan.
చూచారా ఎంత విశ్వాసం.
See the depth of faith.
అక్కడి నుంచి కూడాను నా పాదాల పైన పడి ప్రాణం ఇచ్చాలని అంత విశ్వాసంతో వచ్చింది.
The dog had such a faith as to die at the feet of Bhagawan.
అది మరణించేకి పూర్వము నన్ను చూస్తూ ఉంది.
Prior to death it was
లోపల
watching
నుంచి నేను
Bhagawan.
ఇంత పాలు తెప్పించి నోట్లో వేశాను.
Bhagavan brought milk and made it to drink.
రెండు చేతులు తీసుకుంది, దాని రెండు నా చేతుల పైన పెట్టింది, ప్రాణం ఇచ్చింది.
It caught hold of both the hands of
ఎంత
Bhagavan
విశ్వాసం,
and died.
ఎంత విశ్వాసం చూడండి.
See the depth of faith.
ఆ జాకు మరణించిందని ఆనాటి నుంచి జిల్లు ఆహారం మానివేసింది.
Because the dog died, the other dog, Jill, didn't eat.
కొన్ని దినములకు ఆ జిల్లు కూడా మరణించింది.
After a few days that Jill
ఈనాడు
also
పాత
died.
మందిరం లోపల వెనుక భాగంలో కట్టినటువంటి బృందావనము ఆ రెండింటి దానికి సమాధియే.
And today you find behind this old mandir, you find the tombs in memory of Jack and Jill.
These two dogs were God's best friends, for they were Ramesh and Suresh. And the promise that Swami had given them, I will never leave you, he kept it. That is why, dear brothers and sisters, it makes sense that we make only God our best friend. I am a person by nature who gets very attached, and I have got attached to so many people, and I have many times felt that these people are wonderful people. They will be with me throughout life. Every time, every single case, I have been terribly wrong, and today I am grateful that I did not consider them higher than what I had considered them so far. It was again Swami who opened my eyes and showed that only God is my best friend. That is a long 1 hour satsang that I have narrated at this link above. If you are interested, you may have a look there, and you will see how Swami proved to me that he is my best friend. And I am sure to each and every one of us, he has his own way of communicating that God is the best friend. Once he gives his word to us, he will always keep it up. He will take care of our welfare and our farewell and everything. Dear Swami, may we not focus this life on earning and learning, but on yearning for you. May the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger and stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.